Imagine the very edge of the solar system, a place where sunlight is faint and the cold is so extreme that even time itself seems to slow down. Out there, in the darkness of the Kuiper Belt, orbits a small and distant world, Pluto. Once, it was called the ninth planet. Later, it became a dwarf planet. But no matter the label, Pluto has always been a mystery. Yet this story is not only about Pluto. Moving alongside it is an object that has puzzled scientists for decades. Too large to be an ordinary moon, too strange to be easily explained. Its name is Charon. Charon is so large compared to Pluto that they do not behave like a planet and its moon. They behave like a pair. Two worlds with no clear master and no follower. Two bodies orbiting not one another, but a point in space between them. That point is their shared center of mass, and it lies in open space, outside of Pluto itself. This single fact changes everything. Because of it, some astronomers describe Pluto and Charon not as a planet with a moon, but as a double dwarf planet system. And that raises a deceptively simple question. Can a moon be almost a planet? Now imagine standing on Pluto's surface. You would see Charon in the sky. It would never rise, it would never set. It would simply remain there, always. Pluto and Charon are locked together by gravity, caught in a permanent cosmic stare. There is nothing else like this anywhere in our solar system. And the more scientists study this pair, the harder it becomes to fit them into familiar definitions. Because if Charon is just a moon, why is it so large? Why is its influence so powerful? And why can Pluto never escape its pull? But if Charon is a planet, then where do we draw the line? And how many more worlds would suddenly need to be reclassified? This is where one of the strangest debates in modern astronomy begins. And today, we take the first step toward answering the question, is Charon simply a moon, or is it Pluto's true twin planet?
Quest for knowledge.
To understand why Charon causes so much debate, we need to start with a simple question. What makes it so unusual? Charon was discovered in 1978. At first, no one expected anything extraordinary. Astronomers simply noticed that Pluto's position in the sky seemed to wobble slightly. That wobble had a cause, a massive companion. When Charon was finally observed clearly, it became obvious this was not a typical moon. Charon's diameter is over 1,200 kilometers, about half the size of Pluto itself. In the context of the solar system, this is almost unprecedented. For comparison, Earth's moon is 4 times smaller than Earth. Even Jupiter's largest moons are far smaller relative to their planet. Charon is different. The masses of Pluto and Charon are close enough to create a near equal gravitational relationship. Because of this, Pluto cannot fully dominate Charon the way other planets dominate their moons. And here's the crucial point. When an object is massive enough to significantly affect the motion of a planet, it stops behaving like a simple satellite in the traditional sense. Charon does not merely orbit Pluto, it alters Pluto's motion. It defines how the entire system moves through space. That's why astronomers often refer to the Pluto-Charon system rather than a planet and its moon. Not a hierarchy, but a pair of worlds. And this is only the beginning. There is another detail that makes the Pluto-Charon system truly unique. These two worlds are locked in a state of mutual gravitational capture. This means that Pluto and Charon always face each other with the same side. They do not rotate independently. They are synchronized. If you stood on Pluto's surface, Charon would hang motionless in the sky. It would never rise, it would never set. It would always remain in the same position. The same is true in reverse. From Charon's surface, Pluto would also appear frozen in the sky. This phenomenon is called mutual tidal locking.
And within the solar system, it is almost unique. In most systems, a moon becomes tidally locked to its planet, but the planet does not lock back. Here, both bodies have locked onto each other. Their slow dance takes just over 6 days to complete a single orbit around their shared center of mass. It is a calm, stable motion. No chaos, no randomness. For billions of years, Pluto and Charon have moved together, almost as a single system. And it is this synchronization that forces scientists to ask, can Charon really be called just a moon? Because it does not behave like one. It behaves like a partner in a cosmic dance, unlike anything else in our solar system. To truly experience the Pluto-Charon system, you need to imagine yourself there, on the edge of the solar system, where the sun is a small, bright disk in a dark sky, and cold and silence dominate everything. The distance between Pluto and Charon is about 19,000 kilometers. It sounds large, but relative to their sizes, it is quite close. It's like two giant islands constantly watching each other. From Pluto's surface, Charon would appear enormous, not a small dot, but a significant gray disk occupying much of the sky. Its surface is covered with icy mountains and dark plains, reflecting the faint sunlight from the distant sun. The sun is 40 times dimmer than it is on Earth. The day feels like twilight, yet the contours of Charon remain visible. Even faint reflected light gives the impression it hovers above the planet. From Charon, Pluto would appear even more majestic. Its massive sphere fills a large part of the sky, with dark and light patches of ice creating a 3D surface effect. Even small features, craters, depressions, ice caps, are visible without a telescope. These two worlds are always present in each other's skies. They are not just orbital companions, they are partners, constantly defining each other's position. There is no real sense of far away between them. They feel like a single system, two enormous spheres moving in their own rhythm. From Earth, it's hard to believe. We see only tiny dots in a telescope. But imagine being there. Dark sky, faint sunlight, a large gray Charon hanging in the sky, and massive Pluto always facing you. It creates a sense of intimacy and scale, like two enormous worlds that cannot exist without each other. They do not follow the usual planet plus moon rules. They look like a double world, existing in their own gravitational reality. And this sense of scale, distance, and color adds magic to the system. When you observe them up close, you realize even in the distant Kuiper Belt, beauty and grandeur exist beyond words. And here comes the main question. When we call Charon a moon, we underestimate it. It is not just a satellite. It is a full partner to Pluto, shaping the sky, motion, and light around it. It is more than mechanics. It is a sense of presence, scale, and connection. That is why the Pluto-Charon system is often called a double world, and it remains one of the most fascinating mysteries of the solar system.
To understand why Pluto and Charon are as they are today, we must go back billions of years. Imagine a cold, dark corner of the solar system. Young Pluto drifts along its orbit, still forming, fragile and delicate. Then, a collision with a large body occurs. Cosmic catastrophe. The impact is immense. Fragments of Pluto and the object that struck it scatter wildly into space. Some debris returns to Pluto's surface, while others remain in orbit. Over time, this orbiting debris coalesces into Charon. This explains the striking similarities in their compositions. Ices, methane, nitrogen, characteristic of both Pluto and Charon. Distance, size, orbit, all consequences of this giant cosmic impact. Charon is born almost as Pluto's twin, and they immediately form a pair, moving together as if they were a single entity. This collision was the defining moment. It created a system that would remain stable for billions of years.
Pluto and Charon did not merely meet by chance. They are the result of an ancient cosmic drama, leaving behind two intertwined worlds. Imagine every crater on Charon as a witness to that catastrophe, every icy ridge on Pluto a fragment of that ancient event. And it is this collision that forged the unique system we now study and call a double world. When we look at Pluto and Charon, we are not just seeing a planet and a moon, we are witnessing the story of the cosmos, a moment of power, chance, and eternal balance.
Even though Charon is nearly the same size as Pluto, officially it remains a moon. Why? The answer lies in the rules of the International Astronomical Union. To be considered a planet, a body must orbit the Sun independently, have enough mass to form an almost spherical shape, clear its orbit of other debris. Charon meets the first two criteria. Its size and shape qualify it as a dwarf planet, but the third criterion fails. It does not orbit the Sun on its own. It moves together with Pluto, dragging each other around a shared center of mass. Their entire system behaves as a single entity. Imagine twins. One is larger and stronger, the other nearly the same size, but they are always together, unable to exist independently. Charon is almost a planet, but it is always alongside Pluto. For this reason, astronomers call the system a double dwarf planet. This is not merely a formality, it recognizes Charon's special status. Even if it is officially a moon, its significance cannot be overstated. Charon challenges our established definitions. It shows that in space, the line between planet and moon is not always clear. It is like watching a dance of giants in the dark cosmos. Pluto and Charon move together, influence each other, shape the sky and gravitational space around them. And it is this strange closeness, this near equality, that makes their system unique in the solar system. Nowhere else do we see two bodies interacting so equally, yet not classified as full-fledged planets. Charon is not just a moon. It is almost a planet. It is Pluto's mirror. It is proof that the cosmos does not conform to our categories. It creates extraordinary, unusual, sometimes paradoxical systems. And this is why Pluto and Charon remain one of the most fascinating mysteries of the solar system. It is not just science, it is the beauty and grandeur of space, reminding us of the scale and wonder of the universe.
After everything we've learned about Pluto and Charon, one thing becomes clear. This is more than just a planet and a moon. Charon is not simply a satellite. It is almost equal in size to Pluto, affects its motion, forms a shared center of mass, and together they create a unique system, a double world. Their story began billions of years ago with a cosmic catastrophe that gave birth to Charon. Since then, they have moved together, dancing in the cold cosmos, creating beauty and harmony that words can hardly capture. Charon challenges our notions of what is a planet and what is a moon. It shows that in space, there are no clear boundaries, only interaction, balance, and the immense power of gravity. And that is why the Pluto-Charon system remains one of the most fascinating mysteries of the solar system. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, give a like, and share it with your friends. Turn on notifications so you won't miss the next cosmic story. Together, we will uncover the most intriguing secrets of the universe. Don't just look at the stars, understand them. Don't just hear about planets, feel their grandeur. And remember, every new cosmic discovery brings us closer to understanding the universe itself.